Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, I'd like to make a few announcements. First, we are proud to announce that Sabbat the Schism is officially out now. Not only does it delve into the history and lore of the sect, it opens up multiple role-playing options for fans of the game, including new playable clans, elder-level powers, and much more. You can find your own copy of Sabbat the Schism in the link below. Second, I'd like to thank RS Experiments, our local musical talent, for graciously providing the custom music you've been enjoying so far, including our awesome main theme song called Haven Dweller. If you enjoy any of the music used during the stream and you'd like to hear more, you can find a full library of Mark's work by clicking the link below to RS Experiments' SoundCloud page. Lastly, if you enjoyed tonight's session and you'd like to see more, be sure to follow both our channels. You can catch us live most Sundays at 7 p.m. CET by tuning in to youtube.com/@EriseGames or at twitch.tv/EriseGames. Alternatively, you can enjoy all our recorded sessions on YouTube. Links below. Remember to like, subscribe, and be sure to leave us feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We hope you enjoy the session. And without further ado, let us delve into the world of darkness in tonight's episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Welcome back. As the elevator doors open, revealing the front door of the penthouse haven, Jack, Serena, and a very disguised and somewhat uncomfortable Jasper walk through the front door to see Jasper's test subject reorganizing the kitchen.
And that's why, Jasper, we can't kill him right now because he's useful to an extent.
Not clear. That is a waste of multiple reasonings. You know what? I don't care. I don't care anymore. You guys do what you want with it.
He'll be dead eventually. You think I'm fucking crazy to embrace him?
Jasper looks at you up and down, seeing some notable coincidence in your thinking, and then saying nothing back.
As one wise Tsimisi once said, learn the art of deception. That's exactly what happened.
That is not a
That's
good enough reason to keep him alive, especially after you mentioned that he could possibly succeed in demon summoning.
Again,
nothing Abel or Isaac can figure out.
yes, and second of all, Jasper. Were still your emotions. Approach it with reason. The man's mansion is booby-trapped until he's fully bound, and we can get everything he has. All the fragments of the Book of Nod, all the bits of human currency he possesses, all of the
Because
occult secrets he has unleashed and learned. And until we can go into his basement and he can exactly tell and relay and say what he did. We can do that once he's fully bloodbound because the asshole is
He knows not to
very.
avoid eye contact.
Yes, he
Fun
knows.
part about bloodbound people.
He knows
I don't need.
enough. He knows enough, and he's mucking about with the supernatural. Could have given him access to something other than Arab, other than the abyss.
I'll tell you this much.
So the point is,
It-
we need him fully bloodbound to have all the information. Because he's a callous asshole enough to blow everything to bits, and we will not know of all the fucking potential you are currently thinking with your emotions. I saw what I was reading his mind the entire time, and I know whatever is in his basement is just it's just I hardly doubt that he would be speaking to us with all of that pomp or even entertaining us or drinking our blood if he actually managed to gain connection to a demon or to something really supernatural. So most likely whatever he's doing there is just rubs his fucking superior sense of superiority in the right way. Because
I
he's an
highly
asshole.
doubt talking if I showed up or breathing.
Jasper,
Either
you've
way.
been alive for more than 70 years. What can another month do? Okay, he'd probably kill a person or two, maybe 3, 4.
Besides,
10.
he's going to be
Around 50-ish.
he is going to be bloodbound in 2 free nights.
Yeah.
Even if after the second drink
So,
he's going to suspect
you know what will
something.
make
You know
would make
what?
me better?
Hmm?
After he's bloodbound, you give it to me so I can have some fun.
Jasper,
Jasper.
here's another lesson to you. What motivates you to give him that lesson? Are you going to get some satisfaction from it? Are you doing it to
Yes.
sate your desires? That is hedonism. Hedonism is something that distracts you from search of enlightenment. Hedonism is emotions. Hedonism is you cannot indulge your baser needs. Sadism for sadism's sake is worth nothing. Pleasure for pleasure's sake is worth nothing. What's worst of it, that is a human. A human. If you are to be truly enlightened and to understand more, yet here you are letting your reason and logic be overruled by some senseless feeling of justice. It is a
It is
feeling.
not just senseless. It is the moral, ethic thing to do to get rid of someone like him.
Morals. What the morals that you're speaking about are dubious. Every religion, every society had their own understanding of what's good and evil. Give me cold, hard logic. And then I will consider your opinion. For now, you're speaking from emotions. Those and from emotions regarding a human, somebody below below any aspiration for true metamorphosis.
He's
You're
below
basic-
any aspiration for an embrace.
You're behaving like he is, in a sense. He performs sadism because it brings him pleasure. You will perform sadism on him because it will bring you pleasure. There is nothing scientific about it. There's nothing empirical.
I might have to roll self-control when she says you're acting just like him.
Yep. Roll for me, please.
Oh,
Please.
Time to slap Jasper down.
Okay.
I got one success.
So you feel this almost burning sensation crawling up your throat. You want to lunge at her. You want to tear her fucking head off for insinuating that you're half as much of a monster as that cretin is. And just as you're almost giving into it, you manage to keep hold of yourself, denying that basic instinct, that impulse. You deny yourself the gratification.
Jasper puts his own cane right in front of him as almost kind of make a face between him and Serena as almost he's trying to hold himself back. He's gripping very tightly and he says, Serena, I would prefer not to be called something like him.
Then don't
I-
act like he does. Do not give in to these baser emotions. And Serena walks closer. Have you seen? You, right now, almost lost control. Am I correct?
There's a. You hear the sound of his teeth behind the mask. Like, he's clearly angry that you're making pokes at him every fucking
She's
second.
not making pokes. She's not making pokes.
Oh, he feels
she's
like it's
making
pokes.
sense.
It doesn't matter if Jasper's interpreting it this way. That's
okay.
his interpretation. You can't dictate what his
You
character
don't-
thinks.
Yeah, okay. You don't need to answer. I know you did. Now, have you seen me or Olivia really ever lose ourselves to the beast? Now, mind you, both of us, if there is a strong enough provocation, we will let the beast take over, but we will control the beast. And yet, perceive. This is what the past teaches. Hedonism, sadism, all of this pales and is nothing when you use your reason, your mind, when you're guided by logic and facts.
When you're nothing but a machine.
No.
Serena just glances down at her ring. It's like doubtful. It's just
Nobody says you can't have emotions. You can't be guided by them.
you don't let them be the thing that controls you. You are in control. Not the beast, not the emotions, not hedonism, not the chase for another fix. And I know what it is to chase for another fix, given that I am afflicted by the supernatural addiction to diablerie. And yet, even there, I find ways to work against it, with cold reason and logic. When I said behave better than him, it is so that you do not lower yourself to his level. You are above it. And you need to control yourself and act like it. How does that human phrase go? Fake it till you make it.
About right. She didn't compare you to him. She told you to be better.
Jasper seems to calm down a little. His grip on the king lessens.
Good.
As long as he
Now,
dies.
His death is,
it is imminent in any case.
after
As
all,
is mine, as is yours, as is Serena's, as is anybody's death. It will happen. My job is not to prevent it.
besides, didn't your ghoul, Leah, his assistant, really want to have a
She.
chance at him once?
Oh, of course. But see, she's a human. I'm not. She's not in the past. I am.
Yes.
So she'll have to wait a night, 2 months, but
As long as it's as Jack needs until all of Strider's assets, all of his belongings, all of his findings are ours. Well, Jack's. And as soon as we know that there is no other demonic threat that there needs to be managed. What I saw from his memories was quite concerning. It was. He managed to open something, like a small slit, and he felt as if there was something watching him. Not sure
Well,
what it was.
It was not from the Shadowlands, as far as I can tell.
Well,
that's what she described. Sound familiar?
You may roll.
I can show it to Jack.
That's fine. I won't have you guys roll for that. But
In the cult?
just to figure it out, let's say. What are you reaching for in terms of trying to figure out
terms
what
of
this
cult,
is? Just your
probably.
book knowledge, memory? What are you trying to reach out to?
Well, book knowledge and memory are one and the same. I
Yeah,
don't
but
make notes.
experience, like lived experience, things you've seen happen, book, like stuff you've read about.
More
what are
like
you
what I
trying to...
know, what I read.
Okay, so into cult.
Rituals.
Yep.
Peleze. Decent.
Yeah. Okay. So, essentially, as you consider what this might be, you yourself have never read of a ritual like this. You've never seen something like this happen. Definitely sounds like something that you might be capable of with enough research. Definitely sounds like something connected to your general knowledge. It doesn't sound like something you'd be able to achieve by simply worshipping a demon. To your knowledge, you're no expert, but you've touched the demonic, and it doesn't feel like that's what's happening here.
Does it feel like more La Sombra doing?
Yeah, it feels more La Sombra in nature.
I doubt it is a demon at all.
Well, either
No
way, we'll be
experts
able.
here, but you know what?
He's
It might have been fucking Valen.
might
Would
have
be
been.
right up his alley.
Actually, that's what I
Pretentious
just
fuck.
thought. I just thought that it could
Jasper,
have
you
been.
told something about summoning Grandpa.
Yeah,
We probably have enough time tonight.
sure.
It
Let's
would be
get to
fucking
it.
hilarious that Wayland couldn't do shit. And I'm here just waltzing around like fucking priest of Arima.
Let's go somewhere. Well, somewhere
We
less
can drive a
inside
bit
the house.
south. We can drive a bit south, like here. Not southeast.
Sure. As
While we're
Jasper proceeds.
driving, let us talk about something. So I've considered Jack,
Mhm.
like, I'm going to set up a meeting with Jeanette.
Mhm.
As far as to my knowledge, we the pack, know that Jeanette and Therese are the same. From what Taffington said, Therese is dead or missing in action, right?
Mhm.
But we know that Therese has been running Elysium, but also I know that Jeanette is also active and every now and then moving. So here's my logic. If even so, Larry has told me that Therese has a connection to Strauss, like a private, like connection to be able to communicate. But here's the thing: I don't think anybody outside of us knows that Therese is Jeanette. Do you know why? Or that Jeanette is Therese and that she's the same body.
Why?
Because that is a massive security concern for both the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Not Strauss. Strauss could never be sure that, like, whatever plans Therese has are not known to Jeanette. Or that Therese is not collaborating with Jeanette if he knew that she's in the same body. Nobody in the Camarilla, if they knew, would have let Therese be the primogen. Nobody in the Anarchs would have let Jeanette amass such an army. From what I've learned, like through others about Isaac, he would never let Jeanette like have that power base if he knew that she also is Therese. Because for both factions, Therese being also Jeanette and them both sharing the same body is a massive security concern.
Yeah.
Neither the Anarchs nor the Camarilla would let it slide. Which means that we are the only ones who know this.
Then
Which could
secret
and
shall be kept until
Therese knows that I know. I've communicated that, which is also probably the reason why she wants to do work with us.
Because we are not Camarilla, nor are we.
Well, because we, first of all, even if we know that, we haven't yet outed her, that's one. B, we are not the Anarchs nor the Camarilla, so we wouldn't care about their security concerns. And making an arrangement with us about taking out Strauss and for her to take his position is not an issue. Because for Therese to take that position, whether Therese and Jeanette are working together or not, for both of us, that's a win. And she still remains, like, so to say, clean. Untouched by the stain of killing an active prince. Right?
Yep.
Another thing is, so my big concern when I found out that she has a private line to Strauss was the initial concern was that, what if she knows that I'm Iris Ambling? And she'd want to deliver me. But the point is, actually, even if she knew, she wouldn't say a thing. It would be
because
probably...
the moment she tells about Iris, the moment it's told that they are one and the same.
Well, yes, it is. She'd probably suspect enough that I'd be able to find out.
Mm.
And
Mind
either
pulling a
way,
card?
actually, her having a line with Strauss actually confirms the whole theory that I had from the beginning before we knew that Tenet is a thing. And that is, what is the best way that this whole situation with Jeanette apparently striking a big hit against the Therese and killing her sister and beating up severely Strauss, that was just Strauss and Therese plotting. And yet Strauss and Therese plotting does not, exclude Therese and Jeanette plotting.
Yeah.
With Jeanette basically orchestrating this attack and then claiming that Therese is dead, or vice versa. And from one side, to the Anarchs, it's told that she won, but to Strauss, it's told that yes, Therese managed to kill Jeanette and take her place.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mind pulling a couple of cards?
About
Dorothea,
who's Dorothea?
Primogen of Malkavians.
Yeah. So the new Primogen?
Yeah.
What do
Is
you want?
she Tenet? Or is she not? Like, it is one question.
Oh, fine. And
And
second-
the usual, is she working with the bad guy?
okay, is she working for Talmahara or not? Okay. I'm rolling. 1, 2, 3, 2 successes to divide, which is enough for 2 cards.
Remember, it's a second divination, so difficulty goes up by 1.
Difficulty 7.
Okay. One. Okay, 1 success to divide, 1 success to interpret.
Okay. And
question.
this is the... Are they the same
Is
person?
Dorothea and Therese the same person? And B, yeah, that's actually the first card I draw. Because I already drew Therese's card, whether she works for Talbahar or not.
Okay. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
I need you to roll 4 dice. Okay. That does
5
exactly what I
successes?
wanted to do. Okay, so you draw 1 card, and the card shows a large tower with an eye atop it staring straight at you.
Mm-hmm.
And for a second, you hear these screeches in your mind, and you just shake it off. And instead of the tower, the original card you drew, it seems you've drawn the moon.
Well,
The rest of you just see her draw the moon and then shake her head.
the moon it is.
The first one was the tower?
You saw the visage of the tower,
With
I
a
assume,
big
like the Tower
fucking
of
eye
Sauron.
on top.
kind of like the tower from Lord of the Ring.
Yeah. Sort of.
Basically, kind of like what Frodo did when he put the ring on
Oh,
like the tower.
yes,
Hello.
the Jack, please stop.
It's 20, not Jack. I was.
Yes, Tony, please stop. Do I get the feelings that I basically got the answer to both of my questions at the same time?
Mm-mm. You got the answer to your first question with the caveat that you didn't expect and don't entirely understand.
Well, then the meeting with Dorothea might be as well. Steffington pulled through it.
Okay, I pull the second card. Whether she's, working for Talmahara or not. Especially now, I want to do it because, how to say, this kind of shit often happens with like Talmahara, like when they have like some divination protections,
Mm-hmm.
and that's screeching again.
Do you
That's
shuffle?
screeching.
Do you shuffle the cards before you?
Yeah, I shuffle.
Okay. You draw a card from a reshuffled deck. You place it, and again, you see this tower, only this time it's almost like the tower's closer to the image. The eye almost takes the entire card, staring straight at you. And the screeching is even louder, almost deafening. And as you shake it off, is she working for the Tal Mahara? You seem to have drawn the moon.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You alright?
Well, I can't tell you. Like, I don't think it's Therese. I don't think it's Therese because
I
I've
know
drawn.
what the moon means.
No, you don't get it. There was a vision
I see.
of the tower with an all-seeing eye on top,
Mm-hmm.
and there was. And here's the thing: the eye image is often something that I've, experienced when I guess Malkov decides to check in, right?
Yeah.
But there was also. Remember that time when the network went silent?
Mm-hmm.
And when I've divined that it is possibly not because it's silent. It's not really silent. It's actually because it's very loud.
Mm-hmm.
And that there
Just
was
the
some
speaker blue. Speaker.
yes,
Just
yes,
speaker and
that there was
microphones blue.
basically there was some static upheaval, like, and it was like connected to the Tal Mahara,
Uh-huh.
probably Zermalkavians or something. Point is, I heard screeching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, both times I got the moon, but like the moon can also be just access denied, so to
Mhm.
say. And I can divine about Therese. I've done it multiple times before. I'll do it maybe later, not today, again. I have divined on Therese before. But here, I'm not sure. Like, here's the thing. It could be some ancient Malkavian, right? Unconnected to Tal Mahara, but connected to Malkov. And, like, the visions that I've been seeing. But it also could be that this is Tal Mahara, because I have been receiving, this sort of like, when asking basically questions about someone connected, especially when like the moth curse was still on me, there have been moments when I've been divining things about like Delmont and so on, or like his allies in Tal Mahara, and the cards as if they switch. And the second time when I drew a card, the tower and the eye moved closer. So I'm not going to divide on Dorothea again, but
No problem.
I can't tell you whether it's a Tal Mahara agent or not. They could have placed someone in here specifically because of what's going on. The easiest for us, like, if we want to find out who's Dorothea, we might as well as like meet Therese and I ask her, and you see whether she's lying or not.
Well, if she knows the truth.
Yes, but
If she
asked
doesn't
her.
know, I get nothing. Like, if she believes it's truth, but it's not, I
Yeah,
don't
but
get it.
if you ask Therese, are you Dorothea? Are you or Jeanette Dorothea?
Well, we'll burn this bridge when we cross it. At this point, we'll probably like arrive at some
Either way, point is
abandoned
that
mall.
I'm not sure. And
It is okay to say I don't know.
no, I'm not sure, and I can't tell you whether. Well, I suppose I could draw a card that maybe like, does it make sense for us to, go?
If you get
There's a
another
meeting.
vision, it might be painful.
Well, not only that, if it's moving closer and if it's like, if it relays the fact that there is some sort of guard, it might mean that, moving closer means I'm becoming more visible, so to say.
So, as the most senior member of the pack after you present, I just won't ask you to, just out of caution. Just don't risk it. It's not worth it. If you die here, what I'm gonna tell Olivia?
Probably gonna die.
Yes! That's two
Anyway.
perfectly good packmates dead. Probably 3. So just don't press it. Just remember, like I said, it's okay to say I don't. We'll learn it. We'll know. At this point, we're like at the parking place of some like abandoned mall.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's exactly that. It's like a mall that sometimes someone goes there to explore it, but it's more curiosity over an abandoned building.
Yeah. Let's call Grandpa.
Just him or anyone else? Before that.
If you can get Johnny, if you've seen him, which probably you didn't. Did he see
Johnny. The name is just enough for me to summon.
Sure.
Alright. Do you have anything from this Johnny? Just to make it easier on me.
I'll pull the pack of cigarettes. Fucking careful.
Okay. I'll try to summon Soul on Johnny first.
Alright. I believe that requires a roll, correct?
Yes, manipulation occult at -1 difficulty because of the cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
The difficulty would be the ghost willpower or 7, whichever is higher.
What are the difficulty modifiers and the power?
-1 because of the object that I have.
Are there
Pack of cigarettes.
Are there any other possible modifiers in the power description? I'm trying to ask the question
No.
without giving this away.
Like negative, like more difficulty too. That
No, is there any circumstance where you'd get an easier time doing this?
well,
No, not really.
He has a killer over here.
Hmm. I don't think there is, which is ironic for what you're holding, but okay. Let's just go with what it says there. Go on.
Is that a feather?
I mean, if it doesn't say anything about feathers here, it just says an object in which the rape had some contact in life must be in the vicinity,
Mhm.
and it provides a
So,
-1
yep.
difficulty.
Roll. So it's difficulty 7, correct?
Yes.
Ghost power something.
Manipulation occult.
Okay.
That's a 0.
So you focus on the box
It was
of
nice knowing
cigarettes.
you guys.
You open your hand, attempting to call to the ghost. Now, this is a botch. Does the power tell you what happens on a botch? Like a specific thing?
It's not a botch because difficulty is lowered by 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is exactly 0.
Okay, so it's exactly 0. Okay, I thought the difficulty -1 was 7. Okay. So you reach out, trying to pull the entity, and when you sense that you should have a grip on it, that you could like pull it to you, you don't really feel that connection being established, almost like it's slipping away, and you try to grasp at it, but you just don't manage.
Mm-hmm. Since it doesn't use blood, I will like try it again.
Sure.
Might as well. One more time.
I'll just
Oh, at least.
mention this on the side every time you repeat these powers that don't cost you anything and you have to roll. I am imposing some consequences on what you do. But yes, continue. So that is
I get it.
definitely enough successes.
Yeah.
So you focus, and this time you feel that 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 connection stick. And as it does, you begin to clench your hand, and with the focus, you begin to hear faint screams within the Shadowlands as the figure of a man, essentially enveloped entirely in smoke, begins to manifest, clasping his neck and trying to push something away from it. And as it essentially pops into existence, it looks around confused and terrified.
Do we see it all? Or only Jasper?
I believe this is still in the Shadowlands, correct? Jasper?
Let me check here.
I can check as well. Summon soul, correct?
So this power determined. Well, it will know because the everyone will get a feeling of sudden terrifying descent as they reach through the far great beyond.
Yeah, so it seems like it's not within the Skinlands, so it remains in the Shadowlands, and it's not necessarily aware of you.
I look at Jack and said, "It's probably in the Shadowlands right in front of us right now. Would you like to go meet him?"
Or
Okay, I need some more of your blood.
Serena, you're coming? Serena has
You-
fallen to the.
You might be muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
To the Shadowlands,
Mm-hmm.
and we are able to perfectly get out.
Yes, as long as Jack provides me with the blood.
Jack.
Yes,
Why Jack?
I need the La Sombra blood in me to do
I
this.
see. Okay, well, if Jack needs blood, I have blood to give, so let's go. I have not been to the Shadowlands, so
Neither have
absolutely
I.
yes. Let's go.
I'll give Jasper another 2 blood points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try to open one big enough for all 3 of us.
Okay. Would you
Hopefully.
kindly describe how you do this?
First things first, I need to look for any puddle.
Yeah, you walk around and it takes you a while, but eventually you find this essentially this area within the mall that had these. It was the staff only area that had these pipes running above, and one of the pipes seems to have broken and it's dripping. And the puddle it's formed, it's not huge, but it's enough for one person to step through.
So yes, Jasper would first get on his knees, meditate as he gathers enough death energy, his connection to the sticks. He would then, once he obtains enough energy, at his wrist, let Just a drop of blood with somber blood of his. Drop into the puddle, and he would begin to trance and move, just like Freya has taught him to do the ritual.
Mm-hmm. As
And
Jasper chants and focuses the energy on the water, Serena and Jack, basically as you look at the water, you see that whatever reflections were on it almost begin to shift and fade. Almost like the water itself begins to absorb any light that might make contact with it. And Jasper?
I would like to use willpower on this, just saying,
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, before I roll.
Oh!
God,
Willpower.
well, good
That's
thing
one
Bosch-
success. That's one success.
Oh my god.
That
It's
is-
not willpower. Give it in a fucking abyss.
Yeah, one willpower guarantees you have one success.
Like, no
Minimum.
one can
It's
cancel
fine.
No amount of ones can cancel it.
You're good, my man. Ah. Okay.
My god.
So basically, as the puddle begins to turn black, you begin to see the reflections returning to it somewhat.
Oh, it's not just black. It starts to swirl like a whirlpool.
You see the reflections begin to return, but as you look at the reflections, it's almost like they're inverted. And as you begin to make out what the reflections are, it begins to swirl slowly and speeding up and speeding up. And it's almost like where the puddle would end, it doesn't.
Okay. Okay, that I made enough to one person to jump in. Serena, you go first. I might need one more blood from Jack.
I gave you.
But we-
I gave
I'll
him
go.
2, so like
Mhm.
to return, I'll deal more.
All right.
Will Serena jump?
At this point,
That's
I
the
might just have a fucking crystal for him just to.
Wait, do you mean I'm gonna have to jump in there, but
Don't
There's
worry,
no gonna-
we'll be coming in next.
Just don't walk around much.
Serena just like looks at him and is like, if you
Jasper,
don't
like,
come in there
trust me, bro.
at the same. Serena just looks at him. You realize that if you don't come in there right after me, and something happens because you botch up the ritual later, you're dead.
Don't worry, I can always try to find another puddle to get you out. And I can keep seeing you through wraiths, so if anything happens, I'll be able to get you out. Don't worry.
Serena just like is like, well, time to engage in some risky behavior. Just after I got engaged. It steps through.
Okay. You place 1 foot above the puddle, and stepping into it expecting the floor to meet your foot, it just goes through. And it's almost like as you fall into this pit, gravity for a second stops working, and then you feel ground beneath your feet. And as you look around, you sort of feel yourself rising up. As you look around, you see you're in the same hallway as before, only it's much shorter. And as you look into the main area of the mall, the tiles are the same size, the structures are the same size, but the room extends almost for kilometers in any direction of it. It's a very weird feeling. The air is stale, almost Like, you try to breathe in and there's nothing there. There's no wind. There's no sound whatsoever. And anything that you could call color, not there.
Weird.
As you say this out loud, you almost hear echoes, as if you're speaking into absolute nothingness.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait for those guys to come through.
And then we proceed to leave.
Well,
No.
that's done.
Nope.
Bye.
Have a pleasant honeymoon in Shadowlands.
Now we just need to do the same to Olivia. Let's go.
And not die.
Yep.
So next goes Jasper, yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again. Gonna use willpower once again.
How about since you're so unlucky today, you just get me back out and we go home?
Ooh, 3 successes.
Okay. So you...
So that's enough to bring 3 people.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm assuming Jack steps through first.
Mm-hmm.
I finish up. the ritual
Serena,
with
as
Jack's
you look around and you're surrounded by this nothingness, you begin to see something form near you. At first, it's the shape similar to a skeleton. And then as you focus on it, it's almost like it bursts up into the shape of Jack that just walks forward as if nothing happened to him. And Jack, you see yourself in the same situation.
And Jasper would go next.
Yeah.
That's an interesting experience.
And as Jasper steps through, unlike what you saw with Jack, Serena, Jack and Serena, both of you see this almost ooze rising from the floor and forming Jack's shape that just walks through it quite effortlessly. Jasper's shape. Apologies.
But... So I guess we can go and talk to Johnny.
So let me lead you guys. And
Yes,
Jasper
please.
would lead them to Jack's, friend on the other side.
Alright. As you walk through the mall, and eventually you reach the area where you summon Johnny. Jack, you look to see Johnny just as you remember him. Only the side of his neck is oozing this pitch black smoke out of these 2 holes right on his carotid. And his veins seem to be almost shining pitch black on his very, very pale skin. Almost like he's empty of anything. He seems to be looking around quite panicked. And then his eyes lock onto yours.
Hello there.
What's going on?
No, Jack, I will warn you. You might not
What's going
remember
on?
much.
You died.
Stop bullshitting me. What's going on?
As I said, you died. We're in Shadowlands. Have you been to the mall at, when I named the address?
You killed me.
Yeah, that happened too.
You fucking killed me.
And yet you're here.
And I have to roll something?
Mm-hmm. Fireball.
Okay, so, essentially, as he looks to you with this building anger in his eyes, you almost see his eyes cloud up, as if there are shadows climbing out of his head to cover his eyes. And he speaks up, and this time the voice is much louder. It echoes throughout the mall. You betrayed me!
I came here to see you.
What the
Would
fuck
betray
did I do to you to deserve this? And as he says this, you begin to see his shape sort of shift for a second.
You didn't do anything to me. I kinda liked your company. But what Vikers have planned is beyond my grasp.
As you say this, he seems to... It's almost like his expression shifts through different emotions as he's trying to puzzle things together. And then he looks to you and says, I'm just an experiment to you.
To me, not really. I knew your was it grandpa? Or grandpa? I knew your grandpa. We served together. And through some divine machinations, as Vicus found you later.
Hope you rot in hell, Jack.
Don't worry, I will. That's your thing. If hell's a thing.
So what's this?
Shadowlands, essentially afterlife.
No, why are you here? Why am I here?
To see how are you? Maybe to help you move on. Maybe to help you find another afterlife.
What the hell do you think is going through my mind right now?
No idea. Anger, most probably.
Most likely thinking about killing you, Jasper mentions.
Well, lucky for you, I've had some experience dealing with shit like this.
Well, if you decide to kill me, and you manage,
I can't.
then it is my fate.
I can't. I can't kill you.
Because why?
Because the moment I
I'm
try,
curious.
you got enough tools to kill me instead. And sure, might not be gone forever, but I'll be gone. So you got all the cards. Just like you did when I was alive. And I got fuck all. As usual. Just because you and your kind just love to use us.
That sounds about the truth. But I can't force you to do shit. Vikas can't either. If I can help you move on, I'll help you. If
I don't need your help.
then in any shape or form you need anything, don't be afraid.
I got a long ways to walk.
Then I guess I'll see you whenever I...
I'm sure you will. Let's just hope I don't meet anyone who doesn't like you. Might be tempted to spill the beans. I'm sure you'd stop me first.
Oh. Since
I would kindly ask you not to. I
since
didn't mean you harm. The killing is unpleasant, I get it. But if you were embraced, it would have been much likely way worse.
He seems to process what you've just said. And opens his mouth as if to say something, but stops himself and simply turns around and begins walking away.
Jasper
By the
would
way,
just
here's a good news for you. Waylon's fucking dead.
He doesn't seem to react at first, even though he does raise his head when you speak.
And we're gonna call him next too. If you wanna pace on Old Man's grave, you're welcome to stay.
well, Jack. If you want to put him in the aquarium, if he misbehaves, it will be probably for the best that your friend here isn't nearby at all.
Well, as he said, we probably have enough tools to make what. And unlike Johnny, I have a grudge to settle.
Very well.
So you attempt to summon Waylon now?
No, I'm
I-
waiting to see what this ghost is doing first.
He just walks away.
It is live.
Anywho, you guys ready? This one will
Mhm.
be very unlike this last one, which was reasonable. I did well, after
mean,
you started talking, I
if Wayland,
expected him to
even
attack you, Jack, but he
even
didn't.
if I mean, like, that's provided Valen did leave a wraith. As far as I'm aware of vampires, really.
Oh, I'm definitely sure by his face when he was dying that he definitely at least became a wraith.
Oh.
So let's show him who stands on the.
Fine, fine. Give me a second. And Jasper will once again use Soul Summon.
Let me check something. Okay, you won't need to roll for this. Expend what you need to expend, but basically, as you focus and attempt to pull that presence, you call out to the name Wayland, you try to pull that presence. You find there's something there, but attempting to pull at it, it feels like you're trying to pull him out of something he can't leave. Like something's tugging back.
Like he's in the cocoon still?
Sort of, yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jack. Today's not the day. He most likely hasn't emerged as Wraith yet. But he will. If that makes it any better.
Right, can we go now back home?
Yep. Shadowlands is fucking depressive.
Yes. I need blood. Because I'm starting to get
Here.
hungry.
Crystals.
I would laugh my ass off if you guys got here and you didn't have enough blood to go back.
Oh, I have enough. I have enough. Eventually, I'll go hungry. But
I plus
So-
have enough to give Jack some blood so that he can make some Lazombra blood.
yes.
How many are you giving me?
2. Just in case.
Okay. Okay, because the cost to go back is twice as much.
Oh my god. That. Yeah.
Extortion!
Extortion.
So yeah, this time at least we don't need a puddle. I can just create it.
Don't mess it up, buddy. Because there are 3 vampires here, and 2 of them might look mighty delicious.
So yeah, I'm using a willpower again. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Where people can go through.
Nice.
Yep. And the
Jump.
first one to step through is Jasper.
All
Once
right.
he's done.
So
Just in case shit goes wrong, we can get out.
this time it's almost like the shadows themselves seem to imitate the patterns the water was making. And Jasper, as you step through, you feel yourself quite naturally floating back into the skin lands, marked mainly by the feeling of the cold air touching your face and breezing past as you rise out of the pool. And the other 2 shortly follow.
Just in case I had contingencies, okay? Well, I
That's-
kinda expected Johnny pissed off about.
I mean, he didn't attack
mean,
you.
He wasn't happy.
You did
either.
kill him.
I did. No denying that.
Yeah, that will piss off most Wraiths.
No
I
shit.
do.
No shit.
Seeing the person that killed them just doesn't sit well with anyone, really.
And say I didn't try to fix it.
I mean, it's not like you fixed it. He still harbors anger towards you.
And he's welcome to
Though
kill
not
me.
as much anymore, he still might come back to bite you in the ass. But hey,
He's welcome to try and kill me. I'm not afraid to die.
next time, try not to ask me without warning me that you want to summon someone that you have killed before.
Well, Johnny's probably gonna be the only person killed I had any sentiment to summon.
Anyway, I'm hungry.
Sorry?
I am hungry. Let's leave. I need to eat.
Yep.
And
How are you feeling about munching the whole body?
I wouldn't mind.
Very well. On our way back, I'll find an inconsequential person and just basically command them to get in the car.
all right.
Serena's the whole way back is just reading a book.
I'm kind of interested. As the person gets in the car, I'm not gonna make you roll. Jasper, how do you treat the situation?
When he said a whole body, Jasper thought he was playing, not that he will actually get a fucking person for him to just let dry and kill.
If I don't kill it, I don't give a fuck.
Question, just out of curiosity, roll me to see what kind of person he got.
Hmm.
What do I roll?
Jack, would you care who you get?
Someone
Apart
who looks
from-
inconsequential to not raise suspicions, like drug dealer, some fucking gangster.
There you go. Drug dealer.
Oh, then fine. He happily will drain this motherfucker.
Okay, roll conscience. Pretending to
Insane.
justify something doesn't make it right. Yeah, you feel like shit. Well done.
I don't care, but I feel like shit, but at least I killed someone that deserved dying.
Yes, he got his morals checked today.
If Serena sees that and like Jasper, she just like looks into the rear view mirror, just like this with her teeth, and then goes back to reading.
And as the three of you make your way back to the Haven, we will end the session there. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you
Bye.
around.
Bye bye.